Well, I think, first of all, let me thank you, Phil, and our commissioner, Fred Pletch, for all your hard work in front office, and thank you for everybody in the media to be on this call. It's obviously a tough year for those of us associated with the CCHA for such a long time. So I appreciate all the efforts and the hard work. We're excited to start our season, Phil. Our expectations are no different than any other year. We expect to improve every day, make sure that we're playing our best hockey at the right time. But more importantly, probably more so than any other year, we've got 12 new faces on our team, and so our philosophy of just trying to be the best we can be each and every day is really important going into the year. We've got a really good senior captain in Steven Spinell, I think, that will lead the way, not only on the ice but off the ice as well. And I think our schedule is one that is extremely challenging, not only in our league from weekend to weekend, but non-conference. And obviously we're marked with a big game for us in February, our first outdoor game at Soldiers Field against our league rival in Notre Dame. With so many alums in the Chicago area, both hockey alums and Miami alums, it'll be a special event for our university and everybody associated with it.
Well, can you talk a little bit about some of the returning players from last season? I know, last year, like you said, I think last year was 11. Let's see, you had 11 freshmen, but now the guys that are back, including your sophomore class, I guess, to start with, your forwards up front, Austin Zarnik and Blake Coleman and Jimmy Mullen. Can you talk a little bit about those guys?
Yeah, no question. Those three guys are obviously important parts to our team, but Curtis McKenzie, Cody Murphy are guys that will need to step up as well, Alex Weidman. So everybody that's basically returning will need to kind of elevate their game a little bit and play in some key roles for our team. I think they can. They've proven it to us in the past. They're a little bit older now, so they hopefully the early knowing what to do and what not to do in our league and how to play the game and how to prepare is past them, and so they can hopefully teach the younger guys how to do that. So I think we have a good core of forwards. We're very deep, even though we're young. But I think those guys will be the guys that lead the way.
Well, you lost that big senior class of 10 guys that had 99 wins, 2 Frozen Four trips, Mason Cup, CCHA regular season. What do you think those young guys could take from those guys, that are gone now, but kind of set the table for them?
Well, this senior group is part of that. They've been to the Frozen Four. They've won a couple of championships, so they've been in the national tournament, so they know what it takes to prepare at a high level. And like I said, senior captain Spinell has done a real good job of teaching our younger guys just how to work. And you can work hard, but you've got to work smart, and you've got to be you got to pay attention to detail, and you've got to do things the right way. And they've really have taken his leadership and have done a nice job here in the early part. So the one thing that we can't replace is experience, and the only way to gain experience is to play the game. So I'm fairly confident the team you'll see in January and February will be very different than the team you'll see in October and November. And like I said, our goal will be to play our best hockey at the right time.
Well, I know you talked about the 12 new faces. How's your team transition with from last year's 2 veteran goalies in Connor Knapp and Cody Reichert to playing in front of 2 freshman goalies this year?
Well, I think the 2 young guys that we have in Ryan McKay and Jay Williams are very confident in their abilities, and they've had real good summers. Unfortunately, with limited time on the ice with them right now, we're it's hard for me to say who's the guy and how comfortable everybody feels, but I can tell you that their competitive spirit is right up there with the goaltenders that we've had in the past, and if that's any sign of what's to come, I feel pretty confident in that, and I think our team does as well. So, like I said earlier, there's no replacing experience. You have to go through it, and that'll be no different for our goaltenders.
What about specific areas of improvement, maybe to target at the start of the season?
Well, I think we talked a lot about our start a year ago was very disappointing, I would say, in regard to some of our undisciplined behavior on the ice. I thought guys were frustrated early and making no excuses. They took a lot of undisciplined penalties. So if we can just clean that up a little bit, I think that'll give us more of an opportunity to continue to work on the things that we need to work on in game and in practice.
You know, you know you've had limited viewings early this year, but is there anybody, you know, on your team from coming back that looks like they could have a breakout season?
Well, I'm really excited for everybody that's really that is coming back. They've all had a real good spring, a good summer, good fall. Curtis McKenzie, Cody Murphy, Blake Coleman, Zarnik, Mullen, Alex Weidman. You know, we're fortunate enough to have Mark Hagel, who's a fifth-year senior transfer from Princeton, who will add a little experience on the forwards. He was their captain. There's an Ivy League rule that you can only play 4 years in an Ivy League school. Unfortunately for Mark, he got hurt one of those 4 years, so he had a year of eligibility, and with Ivy League rules, the way they are, he's allowed to transfer and play immediately. So that's one guy that we haven't talked about that adds a little experience to our team as well, and is a former captain at a pretty good institution at Princeton. So we're excited about that. Max Cook, another junior forward, Brian Palazzo. I think all of our returning guys have done a real nice job to get themselves ready.
What do you about, I guess the last thing I'm thinking is from Paula Weston at USCHO.com has asked, what does the final season of CCHA play mean to you and your program? Well,
first and foremost for me, this is my 18th year in the league as a player and coach, so it's obviously, you know, has some mixed emotions for me as well. And for our program, it's where Miami has grown up, and we can't be more thankful for being a part of such a great league for so long. Has helped us grow in so many areas, and I don't know that Miami would be where we're at if it wasn't for the CCHA. So we're very grateful to have been part of this league, and like I said earlier, it's there's some mixed emotions, and you know, we hopefully can make it a fun year. And I know the commissioner talked about celebrating the final season, and we want to do that as well, and we've asked our fans to do that, and so hopefully it'll be a special year for everybody.